Okay, so today we're going to take a look at how to plant out your French. These are dwarf French beans. My children used to refer to them as the squeaky beans whenever you eat them. But these are little, that's the little beans there for the dwarf bean. I don't know what variety they are because these were sent to me. Now I sowed these ones out on the 2nd of May. And I put them into wee individual pots. I find that's the best way to do them. And whenever they get to about this height here, this is a good height to get them out and into containers. Your dwarf beans will grow in pots. You can put them into the raised beds, but I think using the pots is the best way. Now, in true Blue Peter style, here's one I made earlier. Now, that pot is about 25 centimetres across. This one's 30. The dwarf beans will grow to about 45 centimetres, so about to that height there. Normally you don't need to stake them, but I like to put in the bamboo canes just to give them a wee bit of help. The beans aren't like the peas that have the wee tendrils that need to hook on and climb up. What they'll do is they'll twist around the bamboo cane and go up themselves. But this just gives them a wee bit of help and also stops the slugs from getting at them with the leaves lying on the ground. Whenever you're using shorter canes, it's really important to try and put something on the top of them, because there's a possibility that you could actually poke your eye out. These are little cane toppers I got somewhere, I don't even remember where, a bag of them. And they were great wee things to use, especially for this low height. For the taller ones, obviously you don't need them because you're not going to be that tall. 6 foot or 8 foot, maybe 8 foot tall. Now, these are the 3 wee canes. I'm going to put these in first. And it's, oh, this one's broken off a bit. So normally it's about 10 centimetres. You want the beans to be 10 centimetres apart. I push them down pretty far to make them nice and sturdy. So that is all you have to do there. And what you're going to do is take some string and tie them together at the top, and it just stops them maybe wibbly wobbling about as much. And then what we'll do is we can put our little toppers on, because you can see just how dangerous that actually would be. Now, growing these beans is a great one to do with kids as well, because they do come up pretty quickly. They germinate within 14 days. You'll have them up through, and within 3 weeks then they're ready to put out. I would never put out beans if I knew there was going to be a frost or if it was going to be cold, because they like to be warm. The soil needs to be quite warm. So that's one of the things you must be careful about, is our late frost. So the end of May, start of June, oh, this is a fiddle. The end of May, start of June is the perfect time to put them in. But if you do put them in beforehand and you hear that there's going to be a late frost, get out with your horticultural fleece, or even put newspaper over them, and it's just protect them. Okay, so we're going to make a hole with our hands in, and it's just 1 plant per cane. And again, just like what I was doing with strawberries in the other video, index finger, middle finger, round the pea just as a wee bit of support, squeeze the pot and out it pops, so you can see the roots there. And you're just making a hole big enough with your hand and just gently putting it in. Okay, like so, and just firm it in so it doesn't fall over. And you're going to do that for the same for the other 2 as well. So again, squeeze the pot into your hand like so and place it in the pot. And our last one, and just the exact same thing again, just make it with your hand, put it in and just firm up again with some compost. Now, as I said earlier, these don't need to have the ties going laterally round like this for support. What they do need is a wee bit of help just to get them started. So you tie them, I do a figure 8. So I tie the string round first like that, and then just gently, not too tight, gently tie it around the bean. And all this does is give it a wee bit of a guide as to what way it needs to go, and it'll find its own way and wind up round the bamboo cane itself. But this is just to give it a wee bit of a start. So again, twist it round the stick with the cane first, and then around the bean, just gently, and then it'll find its own way up. And you can start cropping these whenever you see the beans are about 10 centimetres, the bean pods are about 10 centimetres long, 10 centimetres long, and then you can start cropping, pulling them off and eating them. These pods, French beans, need to be cooked first, so don't eat them raw. Okay, so that should be them happy enough, and I'll give them a good drink of water, and then I'll put them to the side and just keep an eye on them and make sure the slugs are the one thing that will do the most damage on these, so we'll have to keep an eye out for that. Now, the traditional way sometimes for doing French beans as well, if you're going to buy the climbing variety, is to grow them in rows like this, and you give a bit of extra support across the top. So these are 15 centimetres apart and 45 centimetres between the two rows. If you have plenty of room, this is a good way to do it in the bed. But see, these ones here, the dwarf ones, will not take up so much room. So again, what you'll do, mine aren't ready to come out yet, is you'll put one plant in per cane and do exactly what we did with the dwarf ones. Just tie it loosely to the cane and it will grow right up to the top. And you see, I've just tied these, and the cane across the top here, horizontal, is tied in as well, and it actually makes it a bit more sturdy. So that's it. We'll take a look the next day at doing our runner beans. Bye.